Good morning. Today is day 21 on the trail, which is 3 weeks out here, which is pretty cool. Today we are taking a zero, so a day where we walk no miles and we're just going to relax, do our laundry hopefully soon when there's a machine free. I'm going to resupply and things like that, so I'll show you what we kind of do on a day like today. But we're at the Fontana village, so just before the Smoky Mountains. And so yeah, we're gonna relax before then. They recommend you take a zero before heading into the Smokies just because they're pretty intense, I think. A couple of big climbs. So yeah, we're gonna chill out today. We caught the shuttle this morning at 9 and came in and had breakfast here, which was a buffet, which was very, very nice. I managed to get 2 more YouTube videos up, which is good. I only got 1 more to post tonight, which will be very easy. And so yeah, we're gonna sit around for a little bit, wait for a machine, and then I'll take you on a resupply. So this is what I got for my resupply. I got 2 of these every morning. Then I have an hour later a bar of some sort. Then throughout the day I'll have these or something similar bars. Then for lunches I'll have a tuna packet of salmon on a tortilla. Rain Man's foot making an appearance. Then for dinners I'm carrying a spare one through the Smokies just because it's the Smokies. I got some Northside ones because somebody was giving some away for free. Got some mashed potatoes. I had these left over, so there'll be 1 dinner, those 2. Got a cookie for dessert and a peanut butter thing that I'm going to try. That was somebody was giving away for free for the other desserts. Snacks, I got some Cheez-Its, some trail mix, and some sugar to keep me going. And I also got, I'm throwing those out. and I also got 1 hand warmers to keep me warm in case there's a cold snap through the Smokies. So that's all my food. Either I've gotten really good at packing or I'm going to be very hungry because normally it's like yay tall. So we'll see. So we just got into our room down there. We're on the bottom level on the other side. And I'm going to go up, check the things in the hiker box, which I'll show you guys what that is. And the Wi-Fi's up here, so I'm going to the Wi-Fi. So this is the hiker box at this lodge, and so pretty much what a hiker box is in restaurants sometimes, a couple shelters along the trail have had them, outfitters, hostels, anything like that. It is a place for hikers to either leave gear or food that they no longer want to carry or pick it up. So I am going to leave some food that I no longer want to carry. And so another hiker coming past who might like their food or those electrolytes that I left can take them, and it makes the trip a lot cheaper if you can find stuff in there. Sometimes there's some really good deals in there. So there's a hiker box. You can find them all over the place. So I fully understand that there's some things that I've been saying that if you're not familiar with the AT or any through hiking, you probably wouldn't be familiar with. So I thought I would kind of talk about some of those things right here. And if you guys have any others that I've said or have said, let me know and I will answer them. The videos are 2 weeks delayed, so one of them is a 0 day, so that is what I'm doing today, which is where you walk no miles and you relax, you catch up on rest, you get resupplies, you do your washing, and any gear repair that you kind of need to do, you will do it now. There is also another one called a Nero, so if you walk like 3 to 5 miles to a town and then stay there, it's called a Nero, nearly a 0. So it just means that you walked minimal miles and you still get to stay in a town and kind of relax and recoup. Then one I've been getting quite a bit is trail magic. So trail magic is when somebody will come out to the trail, or they'll leave it in a chili bin or a cooler near the trail for you, and it's filled with food, drinks. Sometimes if there's been a drought and it's really hard area to get water, they'll leave like jugs of water, things like that. And the people who do that are called trail angels. So the food and all of that is called trail magic, and the people who do it are trail angels, and they could do anything from delivering trail magic to giving you a ride somewhere into town, letting you stay in their backyard. There's so many things that they could do. They've either hiked the trail before, they've known someone who's done it, or they live near the trail and just love helping people, which is actually always so nice to get. Everybody out here is so kind out here. Then there's your trail name. So my trail name is Little Peak, and so you don't have to have a trail name, but it is a huge culture out here. So you kind of, along the way, normally near the start, you'll do something or it'll remind them of you, and you'll get that trail name. So I got Little Peak because on the very first day, I didn't get it on the first day, but on the first day, on that first trail magic, after that I told Next and Rayman, who were just there at the time, and I go, oh, all good, we've only got one more little peak to camp. It wasn't a little peak, it's quite a decent climb, and then I kind of kept saying it as a joke, and towards Blood Mountain I said one more little peak, that big climb, and they said, okay, that needs to be a trail name. And then there's like Rain Man, he cursed me with rain one day, so we call him Rain Man. And then there's a whole lot of other things that people have done or a characteristic about themselves, and that's their trail name out here. So when I meet a new person on the trail, I don't introduce them with my actual name, I introduce myself with my trail name, and vice versa. So something I haven't done yet, but I really want to do, is called slack packing. So this is when you either at a hostel, they will keep your actual pack and you'll have like a small day pack, and then you'll walk pretty much with a day pack, a nice little pack, that part of the trail that day, so it makes you a lot easier to walk and you can smash a lot more miles out on the trail. So I am really keen to do one of those days soon. So when you're going up a mountain, there can be things called a switchback. So instead of going straight up the mountain, it kind of zigzags up to make it a lot easier to climb. Georgia had a couple, but then they didn't. So switchbacks make it a lot easier to climb mountains. Most of the time AT just goes straight up the mountain, so anytime there's anything like a switchback that swings you up the mountain is very much so appreciated out here. Then there's things to protect yourself from bears. So you have to store your food. I'm doing a bear hang in a bear food bag. So I got a blue bag that I throw a rope with some rocks attached to it over a branch. Then I attach my food bag to it and I tie it up that way, and that means that if a bear does get it, it's away from me and they're attracted to that rather than me, and obviously it's far enough away from the tree trunk that hopefully they can't get my food. Then there's also what you call a bear canister, and so a bear canister is pretty much just a really big heavy container. They often weigh like 2 pounds, I think, and you put your food in there and then you place it like 100 yards away from your tent, and that's meant to be good. In a place in Franklin, I think, in the Outfitter there, they had a bear can that had been attacked, and it was pretty gnarly, but I don't think the bear got into that food. So yeah. And then there's called, I believe it's called an sack, and so it's just a sack, and you tie it to the just off the base of the tree so the critters can't get to it, and you put your food in there, and I think a bear can't get into it either. But yeah, so I'm doing the bear bag, and I have to throw it over a tree. Sometimes there are bear boxes at the shelters, so you can just put your food in there, or there's bear cables, which is like a bear hang in a tree, but I attach it's pretty much already over the branch, and it's a metal cable, and I attach my bag to that, and that's a lot easier at night. And then there's a thing which I'll be talking about I'll be getting to shortly, is called a bounce box. So you can send yourself resupplies in boxes that you pre-packaged at home. Obviously it's quite difficult for me, coming from New Zealand. I couldn't pre-send myself these boxes, but I have one box that I am posting a month ahead of myself, and that has things like my contacts and some medication, and then when I shed my winter gear, hopefully they'll all fit in the box, and it'll keep going a month ahead. And so yeah, some people do that. Some people have a box that they send multiple times, all different things. Some people see their box more often than what I do, so that's called a bounce box. So those are just some terms that I think I've talked about so far along the AT, but if there's any others that you want to know about, or if I said, let me know. I know my videos went live a couple of days ago. I think 6 days are up so far. Thank you to everybody who's commenting. I obviously can't comment all the time, but I do read them and I do appreciate them, and I will always try to do my best to reply to all your comments. But thank you so much. So I think that's the end for day 21. 3 weeks on the trail. Oh my god, doesn't feel like 3 weeks on the trail. Tomorrow we will be entering the Smokies and having a great time out there, and we're going to take a zero in Gatlinburg as well. So I have another nice little break in there to break up the Smokies. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what a zero looks like. A lot of sitting around, a lot of relaxing, not doing much, trying not to walk too far, give the body a big rest. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else you guys want to know while I'm out here. See ya.